In the dead of the night, 4 friends set out on a journey. Jake, brave as a lion, with a heart that yearned for adventure. Emma, the brains of the group, her sharp mind always calculating, always cautious. Ryan, the daredevil, who thrived on adrenaline and reckless escapades. Sophia, the caring soul, her intuition as deep as the ocean and her empathy, a beacon of light in their darkest hours. Together they ventured onto a lonely road, its path shrouded in the mystery of the night. The moon hung low, its light barely piercing the veil of darkness that had swallowed the world. The air was still, the silence only disrupted by the distant hoot of an owl, the eerie symphony of the night. Their destination? Unknown. Their purpose? Undefined. Unbeknownst to them, this journey would lead them to an encounter they'd never forget. As they drove along the seemingly endless road, their headlights caught a glimpse of a figure. A silhouette, tall and spindly, swaying gently in the dim light. It was a man, or at least it appeared to be. But as they squinted through the misty darkness, a chilling realization swept over them. The man was crying. A deep, guttural sob that echoed through the still night, yet his face, or rather the lack of it, was hidden in the shadows. Jake, always the brave one, swallowed hard and took a step forward. He was the kind of guy who'd walk into a haunted house without a second thought. But even he couldn't shake off the unease creeping up his spine. Emma, ever the voice of reason, clung to his arm, her eyes wide with apprehension. She whispered warnings into the wind, reminding them of every horror movie they had ever watched. Ryan, on the other hand, was a wild card. He was the one who'd jump off a cliff just for the thrill of it. His eyes sparkled with reckless excitement as he pushed past Jake and Emma, eager to solve the mystery of the faceless man. Sophia, the heart of the group, felt a tug of empathy for the crying figure. She couldn't shake off the feeling that he needed their help. She was the last to move, her steps slow but determined, her heart pounding in her chest. The 4 friends moved closer, their breaths hitching in unison as the sobbing grew louder, more desperate. They could feel their hearts echoing the rhythm of the man's sorrow, the fear knotting in their stomachs. But as they reached out, hoping to offer comfort or perhaps find answers, they found none. The man's face was a void, an abyss of darkness where features should have been. His cries filled the air, a sorrowful symphony that seemed to resonate with the silent night. As they got closer, the sobbing grew louder, but the man's face remained unseen. Sophia, moved by the man's cries, reached out to him. The words hung in the air as the night seemed to draw its breath. Sophia's hand, trembling slightly, extended towards the sobbing figure. Her touch, meant to console, was met with an unnatural chill. It was as if the man was made of the very shadows that surrounded them. The sobbing stopped abruptly, as if the night swallowed the sound whole. In its place, a chilling wind swept through the lonely road. It whispered through the trees, unnaturally. In a raspy voice, it speaks, "You shouldn't have come," rustling the leaves and carrying with it an eerie silence. It was the sort of silence that screams, the kind that makes you question if you're truly alone. The friends, Jake, Emma, Ryan, and Sophia, found themselves standing in the heart of this deafening quiet. The figure before them was still as a statue, the echoes of his cries now just a memory. The air was thick with an unsettling fear, a fear that clung to them like a second skin. The world around them felt distorted, as if reality was fraying at the edges. They stood there, frozen in their tracks, the weight of the unknown pressing down on them. It was as if time itself had stopped, trapping them in this moment of sheer terror. And then, out of the silence, a sound echoed. A whisper, a plea, or a warning. Again, unnaturally. In a raspy voice it speaks, "You shouldn't have come." The words hung in the air, "You shouldn't have come," leaving a chilling question unanswered as the unseen terror continued its haunting serenade. The whisper grew louder, surrounding them, seeping into their very beings. Jake, Emma, Ryan, and Sophia stood frozen, their hearts pounding like war drums. They strained their ears, attempting to decipher the chilling whisper. Suddenly, the sobbing resumed, echoing through the desolate road, each sob sounding more desperate, more heart-wrenching than the last. Fear had its icy grip around them, squeezing tighter and tighter. And just when they thought things couldn't get any scarier, they found themselves standing alone on the road. The man with no face, nowhere to be seen. With a last slow whisper through the air, "You shouldn't have come." At that point, they all ran for their lives, never stopping, never looking back.